Scissor Sisters on Wave 105 and Fire with Fire. Welcome on to Sunday's evening show. This is Andy Jackson here. And once again, an evening of food and music. Coming up after 9 o'clock, we have the Novatones in session. And I think it's the first that we've ever attempted to do this because they're actually a bit of a sort of punky band, but they're going to be doing acoustic punk. And their music has been described as a sort of cross between the Clash and the Buzzcocks. So if you like that kind of stuff, they're going to be in and playing live for us tonight after 9 o'clock. We're all rushing around like mad things as well, because in the Wave 105 garden, I'm pleased to welcome our Sunday evening farmer, Ian Nelson, who is here. Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Andy.
Now then, it's all coming together very, very last minute, as it always does. And you've brought somebody with you today. Who have you brought with you?
A real professional. Go on, Andy.
Oh, was that me? Oh,
yes.
Sorry, yes. Andy McKenzie from Langston House.
Hello, Andy. Good evening. Thank you very much for coming in on this fine and sunny evening, which makes a nice change, doesn't it? This is 2 weeks in a row we've done this now. Now, I'm about to present you with a mystery ingredient, which has become a bit of a tradition on Sunday nights.
I'm nervous already.
But first of all, tell me what you have planned for this evening's menu.
OK, we're going to do we're in the middle of the trout season. Well, not really in the middle of it, but it's definitely into it in a rather large way. Lots of lovely trout out there to be used. We're going to do a little trout dish, a little trout starter with a little gazpacho dressing from the cherry tomatoes that are just starting to pop out in your greenhouse. We're going to do a little lamb brochette with some lovely mint and yoghurt dressing, which is going to be nice and simple, just to enhance the lamb on your barbecue. We've got a little griddle pan there. We're going to interpret the barbecue, and we're going to do some tarts with some strawberries and some raspberries and some pastry cream and just nice all the seasonal stuff that you'd expect this time of year.
So nothing too ambitious then, Andy.
Hey, you know me, we don't do anything in halves.
And right now we've got Ian Nelson, who's our resident farmer, and Andy McKenzie, who is the chef at Langston House, who is cooking up a little storm for us this evening. And I mentioned as well that we were at the South Sea Food Festival over the weekend as well. We've got some pictures up on the website right now. If you go to wave105.com/Andy, if you were at any of the demos or anything that were going on over the weekend, you might even see yourself on the Wave 105 website. So it's wave105.com/Andy. Now then, if you just joined us, you can probably hear that I'm in the studio and we've got Ian and Andy McKenzie are in the Wave 105 garden this evening. Just to recap on what's being cooked, we've got lamb and we've got trout, which is very much in season at the moment, is it not, Andy?
Absolutely, no. We should be using every opportunity we can.
Can we just have a little recap of what's happened so far, please?
So we just put ourselves a little trout rillette together. We've done a little simple starter or a main course, whichever way you want. Lovely summer's day, go throw it in the middle of the table, nice bit of crusty bread and kind of tuck in. And we've done almost built a little sandcastle with a little avocado tartare, if you like, so just avocado with a little bit of natural yogurt, a little seasoning on the bottom of the ring, and the trout is just flaked with a little shallots and tomato, some herbs in there, folded just a little bit of cream in there just to make it nice and light. Pack that into the ring, pull the ring off, beautiful sandcastle. A little bit of salad on top. We made a little gazpacho dressing, so a lovely fresh tomato dressing. So it's just cherry tomatoes, little sugar, little vinegar, little oil there, and that's really it. We just blitz it in the blitzer, pass through the sieve, treacle that round, and it's just lovely, nice and fresh. The taste of summer.
So Ian's just come in actually and brought me a sample in. It does look like a sort of little sandcastle shape, the size of something that you would make if you're a kid with a yoghurt pot on the beach, isn't it? But obviously it looks a little bit more fancy than a sandcastle. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm just about to take my first taste now at 5:30, and I shall try to describe exactly what it tastes like. It's absolutely fabulous. Sorry, Ian, what were you saying?
I said I have to apologise to Andy outside. The salad leaves fell off as I ran in so quickly from the garden.
So they've been on the floor, have they?
No, not at all. They stayed on the plate, but it was,
that's okay.
It was
then.
a sprint.
I'll tell you what, it's got a really sort of good texture, and the texture that it's reminding me of almost is like if you have a bit of fresh sort of dressed crab. It's that kind of texture, isn't it? Really, very light.
Yes, nice and fresh and light. That's exactly what that is. Perfect for the summer.
Absolutely perfect for a day like that. It's amazing. So what's coming up next, please, Andy?
So we're going to get the barbecue theme going. We've got the griddle pan on there. We need to get it nice and smoking. We're going to add some to our lovely piece of leg of lamb. We've seam boned it, so there's no sinew in it at all. We're just going to dice it up. A little bit of natural yogurt again with some lovely fresh mint sauce from the garden. Everybody should be out there picking the mint, chopping up with a little bit of sugar, a little bit of vinegar, adding that to the yogurt. add the lamb to it together, sort of fold it all in, just let that almost settle for a little while, stick it on the sticks, on the barbecue. It's a different world for the lamb, most definitely. Beautiful.
Fabulous. And I'm still tasting the first course at the moment, and it really is such a light sort of taste, isn't it? And there's almost, I don't know whether it's in the dressing or in the herbs on it, something that's got just a little sort of hint of aniseed in it as well.
Yeah, a little bit of tarragon, just fresh from the garden. Beautiful.
Absolutely amazing. We'll check in and see how things are progressing in the Wave 105 garden. After this, from Lissy, is When I'm Alone on Wave 105. When I'm Alone on Wave 105, live on Sunday nights in the Wave 105 Foodie Hour. And I'm inside in the studio, and we've got Ian Nelson and Chef Andy Mackenzie from Lainston House doing some live cooking outside. I'm going to ask you, Andy, what was the gazpacho dressing that you've just made? I've just had some of that on its own. What are the ingredients of that? Because it's just a really sort of crisp taste to it. Again, it's just simple ingredients. Just cherry tomatoes, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt, and just a little oil. Just blitz the whole thing together and just pass through a nice sieve, nice fresh dressing to go with the trout there. Because it's gone through, like, sort of normally if you whiz up tomatoes, I mean, this has gone sort of almost like a pinky colour, isn't it? Has that sort of gone into some kind of emulsion or something? Yeah, that's exactly what it does. It just forms a whole, forms a lovely emulsion. A dressing, which is great. And could you actually have that as a soup as well then? Because I'd be quite happy just to eat that till the cows come home. Yeah, you could do. You wouldn't want too much of it. It's quite rich. But yeah, very, very nice indeed. And as I mentioned, we got our resident farmer Ian Nelson from Sunnyfields, who's in there at the moment as well, out in the Wave 105 cookery garden tonight. And we always have a quick little natter about the vegetables and stuff that are in season at the moment. So what's happening on the vegetable front at the moment, Ian?
I mean, as Andy said, it's time of year for herbs. And I said to Andy, was the tarragon he was using French or Russian tarragon? And it was French, and he mentioned mint. So, it's a great time for, summer salads, all these fresh leaves. Broad beans are on, which you can eat, raw if they're really small. So your garden should really be coming in at the moment. Strawberries. The food festival at Southsea today, strawberries everywhere, used in the demos as well. So it's a time of plenty in your garden. And strawberries are one of these things as well, because sometimes I've been to some of the supermarkets and had strawberries, and they don't taste like the strawberries that I remember, but then I've had some strawberries that have been sort of grown in the New Forest, and they've got a totally different taste to them. Yeah, we were sowing them today, and we were sowing quite small ones, which might be an older plant, or near the end of the season. And Andy's taking lots of strawberries at the moment off us. What are you doing with them at the moment, Andy? Oh, well, exactly what we're going to do is on that for afternoon teas. We're going to make some lovely strawberry tarts, some strawberry delices, strawberry pavlovas. Any which way you can use strawberries, they're in abundance, so let's be using them. And we've mentioned, of course, that Ian and myself, for that matter, have been at the Southsea Food Festival all over the weekend. Ian's absolutely knackered, absolutely cream crackered, aren't you, Ian, today? Oh, very much so. But, as we said, Andy Mackenzie, working in a hotel's tough as well, isn't it, Andy? Well, yeah, but keeps us busy this weekend. We've had a massive weekend, a little big barbecue for the Father's Day. We've had a huge wedding. We've had a Midsummer's Night Dream open air theatre that's been there with about 200 people on the lawn. It's been a wonderful day, but very busy. That was all in aid of Wave 105's Cash for Kids as well. That's it, indeed. So it's raised lots of money for our Cash for Kids charity appeal, and everybody's busy at the moment. So I guess this is the time of year. Obviously, the days are getting longer and longer. Everybody's working harder and harder at the moment. Hey, we take it in our stride. We make it happen while the sun shines. Well, you've got to take it. Absolutely. Still to come tonight, we have live music from Southampton band the Novatones. They're going to be playing live in the studio in just over half an hour's time from now. We're challenging Andy Mackenzie to finish cooking before 9 o'clock. Hopefully, he's going to crack the challenge. We've got music coming up as well from Rihanna and Owl City with Fireflies on the way in a second. Tonight after 11, you could win a romantic... Andy, who is in here now, just about to present the Razor clams, which, now how would you eat these? Because they're quite strange. Look, you just pull a bit off and have a chomp. Tuck right in. I think we were saying, Andy, where'd you get razor clams from, Andy Mackenzie? Are they an estuary thing, or? Wales is... Go and talk into that one over there, Andy. Then we can all hear you. This is as live as it happens, as you can probably imagine. Yeah, for me, when I think razor clams, I think of Cardigan Bay. The Welsh town of Cardigan Bay. They're just on the beach. They just almost pop up as you walk along the beach. You have to be really careful. You're barefoot along the sand, because they can actually cut your foot. They actually are very razor. They do look like, you say, like a cutthroat razor, don't they? Yeah, absolutely. And got really sort of fishy
sort of flavour of the sea about them, haven't they?
Yeah, a bit of a cross between a sort of mussel and a scallop. You know, little you know, can get a little chewy if you overcook them too much. But yeah, keep them, yeah, 2 or 3 minutes. Just sear them off and out. Yeah, beautiful, nice and succulent.
I have to say they are absolutely fabulous. Andy, thank you very much for coming in from Lainston House this evening.
It's been a pleasure as always.
And as always, we've had Ian Nelson, who's coming from Sunnyfields Farm with us. Thank you very much, Ian.
It's nice to have an evening off from cooking.
And thank you very much to the assorted helpers. We've had Sophie coming in, who's been filming this whole thing, which is going to appear on the on Tinternet tomorrow. And is that your daughter Emma who's coming as well?
Emma's been helping as well.
So it's been a real occasion this evening. Thank you very much to everybody involved. Some fantastic food. Stay tuned to Wave 105 if you want to find out if you come up lucky with those tickets for the Festival Place food event at Basingstoke. We're going to do the draw for that just after 9, and also live music as well from Southampton band The Novatones. It's all on the way on Wave 105.